Hello, my name is Sergey Lerg, and this is the second video about my game Hey Boss. If you haven't seen the first video, please go on and watch it first. Here I will discuss what problems have I encountered while making this game. For starters, I have already mentioned that it was too difficult to place all objects directly by hand in the main collection file, so I used the tiled editor instead. Another apparent problem is that there are visible seams between the models. Let me show it to you. Yeah, over here. Do you see? There are like random pixels like that form sort of a vertical line over here. Yeah, it's not too visible, but it's visible enough. In theory, the vertices should stack together just fine, but for some reason they are not, and I have no idea how to fix it. It looks like the models are just a little bit off in the word space, but I'm not sure. Maybe someone from the engine team can help me with that. Then I had a problem of limited time, so I tried to cut corners where I could, and as you can see, the models in the game are not particularly beautiful. They will have flat colors and no details. All the models share the same texture file, which is just a color palette. Let me show it to you. It looks like this. And in Blender, the software that I used to make the models for the game, it becomes very easy to paint the models. All you have to do is select the faces, and then in the UV layout choose the pixel with the color that you want from the palette. This technique greatly reduces time for coloring. Now let's get physical and talk about the physics engine. When a model is imported in Defold as a game object, I have to add a collision object with a shape. For instance, here is a box shape, and there's a problem in visualization of these objects because Defold simply does not show the volume along the z-axis. For instance, if I change the dimensions over here to 4, nothing here is changed. If I change it here along the x and y axis, it works fine, but not along the z-axis. So I just had to guess the number. Next problem is that collision objects do not get scaled along with game object. For instance, in factory script, for the floor tile, if I change the scale to say 5, you can see that the object is in fact scaled, and now there's no hole in the floor for the stairs, but I can still walk down and up the stairs just fine. That's because the physics engine does not scale the collision object. So that means I can't join big floor areas into one big scaled game object, and I have to use individual tiles instead. And that leads to another problem. When I had too many game objects in the game, the engine just crashed. Let me try to recreate it by disabling the workaround. And the workaround was to introduce a new floor tile which replaces 25 regular tiles. Yeah, Defold quit unexpectedly. Report, and nothing much in here. Again, the workaround was to introduce a new game object, a floor 5x5, which replaces large areas with a single object. I can't say that the physics support in Defold sucks, or can I? It sucks. Oh, look, I could. Nice. Seriously though, physics support is not great, but hopefully it will improve soon. We're all waiting for the joints support. Good joints, not the bad ones. My last problem was that the game doesn't work in the browser. The mouse locking doesn't work, so if I start the game in the browser...
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
So the camera is moving erratic, way too fast, and not the way it's supposed to. So it's not playable. Maybe there is a quick fix, maybe not. I haven't looked at this issue yet. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, notification button, and a big thank you goes to the guys supporting me on Patreon. Tim and Pavel, you're awesome.